Taking shelter of the Lord, the story of Sri Ram and Sugriv Ji. If we take shelter in the Lord of His divine abode Vrindavan, our ultimate welfare is assured. No matter how excellent our personal efforts may be, if we rely on our own body, everything will ultimately prove futile. On the other hand, no matter how difficult life may seem, if our refuge is in the Lord, the outcome will be exceedingly bright. If a person is engaged in pilgrimages, charity, and other virtuous acts but is still attached to bodily pride, their spiritual welfare remains uncertain. However, even if someone has no such means but relies solely on God, they will attain fulfillment. For countless lifetimes, we have wandered in this world, but this human birth has been granted for ultimate rest and liberation. True peace, joy, and happiness exist only where there is no trace of worry, sorrow, or agitation. The world may provide an illusion of happiness, but it does not contain real bliss. In the path of God, there may seem to be suffering in the beginning, but this is merely an illusion. In reality, the path of God is only full of joy, whereas the path of the world is only full of suffering. An unwise mind perceives worldly life as blissful and devotion to God is difficult. Practicing celibacy, following truth, observing discipline, chanting the Lord's name, and living righteously may initially seem challenging, but in reality, these are the true treasures of life. Refuge is an extremely profound and invaluable state, but it is attained only after total renunciation. When a person considers themselves unworthy and completely surrenders at the feet of the Lord, their refuge becomes firm. There are two approaches. One where a person relies on their own strength for spiritual practice thinking, I must do this, I must not do that. The other, superior state is when one realizes, I can do nothing on my own anymore. I am entirely dependent on you, Lord. Let your will be done through me. The spiritual practice undertaken in this state is supreme because it is fully dependent on God. The Lord does not count the mistakes of such a devotee. When someone takes his refuge with a sincere heart, he repeatedly remembers them, forgives all their errors, and ensures their ultimate attainment of Him. The story of Lord Ram and Sugriv. The secret of true refuge is clearly illustrated through the life of Sugriv. He never engaged in devotional practices, yet by the grace of Hanumanji, he formed a friendship with Lord Ram. When Sugriv was in distress, constantly tormented by the fear of Bali, he sought refuge in Lord Ram. However, once the Lord killed Bali and restored Sugriv to his kingdom, he forgot about the Lord. Months passed, yet Sugriv did not visit Lord Ram even once. The very Lord who had befriended him when he was living in constant fear of death, the supremely compassionate and ever benevolent God Sugriv did not go to see him for 4 long months. Seeing Sugriv's indifference, Lord Ram said to Lakshmanji, Lakshman, Sita has not yet been found, and Sugriv, who had promised to help, has not visited even once. He has completely forgotten about me. Now he possesses a kingdom, wealth, fine clothes, people, and a luxurious life. He is completely engrossed in material pleasures. Sugriv may have forgotten me, but I cannot forget him. Hearing these words, Lakshmanji replied, Lord, just give me the command. We accepted him as a friend, but he only considered us friends for his own selfish gain. Lord Ram then gently instructed, we accepted him, so it is our duty not to punish him, but to awaken him. He is lost in worldly indulgence, he must be awakened. Go and remind him that the very arrow that killed Bali is still resting on my bow. When Lakshmanji arrived at Sugriv's palace with the resounding twang of his bow, Sugriv trembled with fear. Upon hearing from Hanumanji that Lakshmanji was extremely angry, Sugriv became even more anxious. In desperation, he placed his wife, Tara, and Hanumanji in front and humbly fell at Lakshmanji's feet. Lakshmanji sternly conveyed Lord Ram's message. The Lord has reminded you that the very arrow which slew Bali is still ready on his bow. At that moment, Sugriv realized his mistake. Overcome with remorse, he immediately set out to meet Lord Ram. Lesson from this story. This story teaches us that Sugriv neither had true love for the Lord's feet nor did he take refuge in him with pure devotion. He sought Lord Ram's shelter only in times of distress. Yet, when the Lord returned victorious from Lanka, he told the people of Ayodhya, it was by Sugriv's strength that I conquered Ravan. Lord Ram honored Sugriv because our Lord is supremely compassionate. Simply taking refuge in him invokes his boundless grace. The very sin for which Bali was punished also existed in Sugriva's life. However, the Lord's nature is exceptionally merciful. He is the protector of the downtrodden and infinitely gentle. This divine compassion instills in devotees a firm faith that, no matter our shortcomings, we too can certainly attain the Lord. Seeking shelter in Vrindavan and attaining the Lord, people remain engrossed in pleasures, immersed in entertainment, and take joy only in what is immediately before them. They think that divine bliss will come to them in the future. However, those who postpone the pursuit of divine joy for a later time never attain it. Only those who renounce worldly pleasures in the present and embrace divine bliss truly experience it. The most auspicious teaching is, renounce all other means and take shelter in Vrindavan. Do not worry about what is happening in your life due to past karma or desires. Do not lament over being lustful, greedy, or short-tempered. If you have taken refuge in Vrindavan, your attainment of the Lord is certain. Even if you do not physically reside in Vrindavan, simply taking its shelter in spirit will grant you the same result. The sole refuge of Vrindavan. Sri Prabodhanand Ji prays, O Lord, grant me the realization that apart from Vrindavan, nothing can bring me true welfare. For I am full of desires, anger, and lowly tendencies. I am not even worthy of taking refuge in Vrindavan, yet please do not allow me to settle anywhere else. It is only in Vrindavan that one can have the divine vision of Sri Radharani, nowhere else can this be experienced. This is why devotees pray, O Lord, I do not seek virtues, instead, give me flaws so that I may feel utterly unworthy and realize that only Vrindavan can grant me salvation. When Radharani sees that her devotee has surrendered completely and taken exclusive refuge in her divine abode, at that very moment she bestows ultimate grace and liberation. Residing in Vrindavan and serving Sri Radha. If you have been blessed with residence in Vrindavan, then no matter what condition your body is in, never leave Vrindavan. This is the highest attainment. Unbroken residence in Vrindavan itself is liberation. Ceasing to leave Vrindavan means ceasing the cycle of birth and death in this material world. And if, while residing in Vrindavan, you engage in devotional practices according to the teachings of the Acharyas, the rare and divine service of Sri Radha will illuminate your heart. By this, you will receive a divine companion form, Sahachari Vapu, through which you will attain the supreme privilege of serving Sri Radharani eternally.